Dinner with many princes and very important.
The world of professional wrestling has always been hardcore, dangerous, and enthralling for the WWE fans and the WWE superstars who see the product in and out. But as we mentioned the word dangerous, there have been a few instances where WWE superstars have almost lost their lives. The instance that started sometimes as comedic, sometimes as a high-flying, enthralling move, or sometimes as a miscalculated move inside the ring by an opponent led to some dangerous times that WWE superstars almost lost their lives. Join us at Wrestlefanent now as we bring to you 10 times WWE superstars almost died in the ring. Number 10. Titus O'Neil's famous slide. Titus O'Neil is known to be WWE's brand ambassador for various social campaigns and has been away from the in-ring action for a lot of years now. But the one famous instance that everybody talks about when it comes to Big Titus is that infamous slide that he had during his entrance in the Greatest Royal Rumble match in the Saudi event that took place in 2018. However, what most fans don't know that Titus O'Neil was inches away from losing his life, as the slide that looked hilariously funny almost led to Titus collide into the metal strap that held the rope, and he was just inches away from hitting his head into that steel support. While the incident does look funny at this time, it surely was one of the most dangerous instances that could have led to Titus losing his life. Number 9. Triple H having breathing difficulties. Triple H was the reigning World Heavyweight Champion walking into the 2002 Survivor Series event, which also saw the debut of the Deadly Elimination Chamber. However, a famous spot during that match saw Rob Van Dam executing the 5-star frog splash on the game from the top of the cell pod. But what most fans don't know is that RVD awkwardly landed on Triple H with his knee hitting the game's throat that led to his pipe being blocked and Triple H having breathing issues. However, due to having a thick neck and sheer luck, Triple H was able to complete the match that saw Shawn Michaels winning the World Heavyweight Championship after a long time. But in the backstage area, it was noted that Triple H was taken to the hospital, stayed there overnight, and missed a couple of weeks of action. While the game survived that instance, and of course now is the COO of WWE, he could have nearly died in that Deadly Elimination Chamber match with an awkward landing by Rob Van Dam. Number 8. Eddie Guerrero cuts himself too much. Eddie Guerrero was the reigning WWE champion walking into his match at Judgment Day against John Bradshaw Layfield, and the action was a total sight of carnage with both men incapacitating each other with the use of foreign objects. 15 minutes into the match, JBL knocked down Eddie Guerrero with a thunderous chair shot, but it was not the chair shot that impacted Eddie, but rather a traditional way of showing blood was that Eddie Guerrero used a razor blade to cut himself that was handed to him by the referee. But Eddie Guerrero cut himself too much up, leading to excessive blood loss that led to significant catastrophe. As Guerrero finished the match and walked backstage, he immediately collapsed and was rushed to the hospital getting immediate treatment. Thankfully, nothing happened to Guerrero at that moment, but of course, as we all know, he passed away a year later. Number 7. Suplex City Death. In 2017 and 2018, Brock Lesnar was the WWE Universal Champion and was slated to battle then WWE Champion Jinder Mahal in a champion versus champion match at Survivor Series. During one of their confrontation segments on Monday Night Raw, Jinder alongside the Singh brothers Sunil and Samir confronted the Beast Incarnate. He did not waste any time and laid an attack on the trio, and in one of the spots, he gave a massive suplex to Sunil Singh that almost broke his neck. Lesnar went in for another one, but this time Sunil understood the impact of the move and had it protected when the move was executed. While Lesnar's move was a thunderous sight to witness, many superstars reportedly were backstage very much upset due to the life-threatening incident that Brock Lesnar had just committed. Number 6, the Deadly Concerto. After having one of the most spectacular runs as a tag team, Edge and Christian finally split after Captain Charisma turned on his best friend in 2001. This led to a series of matches taking place between them, one of them which took place for the WWE Intercontinental Championship at No Mercy in a ladder match. The two innovators of the ladder match gave it all that they have inside the squared circle, but there was this one last spot that had the fans shocked to death. As Edge was on top of one ladder with Christian laying lifeless on the other one, he delivered an deadly concerto on his best friend that led to his lifeless body tripping over from the ladder and suffering a massive concussion that almost killed Captain Charisma. While the fans were enthralled by the action that they witnessed, little did they know that Christian was inches away from losing his life. Number 5, Chyna almost killed the Boss. In the weeks leading up to the 1999 Royal Rumble, a special Rumble match was held on Monday Night Raw, with the winner getting the number 30 spot and the actual match. It saw a lot of members of then faction known as Corporation, and also saw the participation of then chairman Vince McMahon. As McMahon gloated that he had almost won the match, the final entrant of the bout, Chyna, came down to the ring and eliminated the Boss to win the 30th spot for her own self. However, the way Chyna threw McMahon out of the ring had his neck trapped inside the rope as he landed to the floor, and this could have easily broken his neck and caused severe catastrophe, but thankfully McMahon was carted out and no serious damage was done, but Vince surely encountered almost death. Number 4, Steel Cage almost killed Seth Rollins. In 2015, Seth Rollins was the golden boy of the Authority, and Randy Orton was also a part of the then evil faction. Orton faced off against Roman Reigns in the main event of an episode of Monday Night Raw, and at that very moment the Authority came down to help Orton, and a steel cage was also being lowered down to the ring. In that very moment, Seth Rollins was attempting to enter the ring and was inches away from being pierced by the clamp that was supposed to go inside the hole for the cage to stand. Rollins could have easily been pierced by that clamp and could have lost his life in a mere accident, but thankfully the drip guard slipped off and missed, with his life being threatened at that point of time. Number 3, Nakamura awkwardly drops John Cena. Months after debuting on the main roster from NXT, Shinsuke Nakamura was already on the hype to become the next top star. He was slated to face the long-time poster boy of WWE John Cena on an episode of SmackDown, but in the last moments of the match, Shinsuke executed an inverted suplex that led to the face that runs the place landing awkwardly on his neck and looked like a serious catastrophe. Thankfully, John Cena was neither injured and was able to finish the match as planned, with Shinsuke delivering a Kinshasa and pinning the 16-time world champion. However, there were reports that people backstage were mad at Nakamura for the serious botch that he did that could have easily shortened John Cena's career, let alone ended his life. Number 2, The Undertaker and death. The Undertaker has been synonymous with death, and that has led to quite some instances where he actually encountered death in WWE, like burning himself during his entrance or the top rope dive in his match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. In another instance, during his iconic match with Goldberg at WWE Super Showdown, The Undertaker was almost 2 inches away from dying in the ring. The match started awkwardly with Goldberg suffering a concussion by banging his head onto the turnbuckle. He wasn't able to execute it properly, that led to The Undertaker landing very much awkwardly on his neck and could have easily crushed it. The dead man himself admitted that he was 2 inches away from making his wife a widow and his child parentless, admitting that it was a near-death experience. Thankfully, nothing catastrophic happened and dead man walked away alive, although very much disappointed with the performance that had been put in front of the Saudi audience. And number 1, Chris Jericho almost died. In 2019, Chris Jericho and his then tag team partner Big Show were feuding with D-Generation X for the WWE Tag Team Championships. This led to a TLC match between the team, and in one popular spot when Chris Jericho was up held high on Big Show's shoulder, Shawn Michaels executed his sweet chin music that led to Jericho tripping off the rope and landing straight onto the table that was kept outside. While it did not look life-threatening at all, a fan posted the same clip on Twitter, which led to Jericho responding that he almost lost his life due to the landing, probably hitting his head on the side of the table that could have taken his life away. Thankfully, again, Jericho did not have any catastrophe and is now a prime fixture for WWE's rival promotion, AEW. Well fans, that was it for this edition of 10 times WWE superstars almost died in the ring. If you like this video, then like, comment, share, and do subscribe to the channel Wrestlefanent and look out for more top 10 videos like this. And as always, as we say, professional wrestling has been cooler than ever, so stay tuned, tune into Wrestlefanent each week and take your levels of excitement to the next level. Take care guys, see you all in the next video.